What's gonna happen after we decenter men? What happens after we decenter men? You know, when I was a little girl, well, not so little, maybe 18, and just getting into the Black Power militant movement, I did a poem called "So You're Black, Now What?" So you're black, now what? And I used to think back in that would be in the 80s, when everybody was on this campaign, Free Mandela, Free Mandela. Here in Jamaica, a lot of songs were produced and a lot of people use that as a speaking point. Free Mandela, Free Mandela. And I used to think to myself, okay, so when he's free, then what? So it's like I'm always thinking ahead and saying to myself, what's gonna happen after? Because a lot of times we join the bandwagon, decenter men, decenter men, decenter men. A lot of us don't even know what that means, what it looks like, how we're gonna achieve it, and after we achieve it, what is that gonna be like? What is that future going to look like if we achieve what we set out to accomplish in this whole decentering men thing that we say we want to do? Is it even possible? Is it feasible? Is it practical? Can it happen? How long will that take? In terms of what it will look like, if it happens, if it is successful, definitely women will be more autonomous, have more agency over their lives. Because unfortunately, based on how the earth has been going for the past, let's say, couple thousand years, yeah, it's been that long. Patriarchy has been here that long. Based on how it has been, women have been fed the narrative that her existence is for the men in her life. In the religious context, she, like in Christianity, she came from the man, which no one has ever seen that happen. We know everyone comes through the female. In Christianity, the woman is made from a tiny fragment of a man, his rib bone. And she was made as a helpmate for him, a companion for him, to serve him, to be there for him, to help him on his path towards his purpose. That is her purpose. In a world where we have decentralized men, women will have more agency. They will see themselves as individuals with individual purpose, worthy of fulfillment in and of themselves. Okay, that's the first thing. More agency. She will be responsible for herself and not a dependent of a man. She will be equal in the household, in corporate, in society, in politics. Equal. With equal rights, equal opportunities, equal salary. That's what it will look like. And less emotional exhaustion. She won't have to be carrying the emotional weight of everybody: herself, her husband, her children, society. That will be shared amongst the other adults in the room. That's what it will look like. And men will no longer be coddled, but will understand that they need to grow, especially emotionally. Especially emotionally. And not rely on the woman to remember every important thing, to make the appointments, to get certain things done. These will be shared because we're all adults. You see, the family would be built on shared responsibility. No longer the man is the head of the household. You are both heads of the household. You are both adults. So these are some of the things that will change, and our communities where women's ambitions are frowned upon or framed as threatening if she is like she's overstepping, if you are too ambitious, if you are too outspoken, if you have too many opinions, you're too opinionated as a woman, that's a no-no. That will no longer be the case. Everybody is entitled to their opinions, whether they're male or female, and to express that opinion. Do you know that even when a man tells a joke, it comes across as different as when the woman tells the same joke? Is it because his voice is louder? His laugh is stronger? A woman can pitch the exact same pitch that a man does, and his is seen as stronger and more worthy of consideration. That would no longer be the case. All these things, are embedded in us from childhood, and decentering men cannot just be for men and to men. It has to start with the boys in the belly. The things that we say to our boys, the things that we say to our girls. Here in Jamaica, I always say, Jamaican men have a different kind of insanity, because you can say certain words and it will cause a Jamaican man to, no, who you talking about? If you say something like, for a man to sit in the front of a taxi, that's an insult to him, because you're saying he's a woman. Only women must sit in the front of a taxi. There are certain weird things with Jamaican men. They're just crazy. You're acting like a girl. Oh, so what if you're acting like a girl? Is that something bad? It could mean you're just being more emotionally intelligent. You're behaving like a girl. Yeah, that's a good thing. Most cases. In most cases, it means you're more mature, more responsible, more well behaved. I'm a teacher, I know this. You behave like a girl, or in Jamaica, we say, yeah, go on like gal. And gal is supposed to be derogatory. All these little things would have to change. How we speak to our boys and girls, the associations that we make between masculine things and feminine things, all of that would have to change. So there would have to be a whole cultural shift, a more balanced approach to gender roles, gender equality, not dominance. No gender has to be the dominant gender. Even in the household, you run the household together as man and woman, side by side, equally competent, and you eke each other out, you complement each other. Where you fall short, your partner picks up. Where your partner falls short, you pick up, right? So remember that decentering men is about reclaiming selfhood, not rejecting men, not bashing men, not banishing men, not feeling that we can do without men. I don't want a world where it's only women. I love men. I love looking at men. I think men are gorgeous. Well, some of them are. Some not so pleasant to the eyes, but I love just seeing a nice, gorgeous guy. I love that masculine energy that men bring, that a woman cannot and does not need to try to replace. She cannot. She's not a man. I love men. To say that you're decentering men doesn't say you want to do away with men, off with their heads. No. So I'm encouraging you to reflect on where you put your center. Your center should be you. As a woman, as a man, your center is you. Deal with you first, tend to you first, attend to your own salvation first, right? And we need to re examine the cultural norms that we have and how they shape our expectations of each other. Hmm? So we need to have more healthier gender dynamics, right? And these are some of the things that this is what it could look like if we are successful in decentering men. Center yourself. So if we want a stronger Caribbean, we need stronger women. We need the space to be made for women to step up alongside the men. And that will start with shifting the center. Okay? So that's my take. That's my take on all of this.